ancient Olamaboro kingdom in Kogi State was agog and literally stood still at the weekend when the Executive Director, Rural Electrification Fund, Dr. Sanusi Ohiare, was conferred with a chieftaincy title, Akiliwo Eje, Strength of the King, by the Eje Olamaboro, His Royal Highness Sir Uja Sani Simeon.
He wants to use this opportunity to thank all our chiefs
for giving me the express approval being our brother's.
For giving him the express approval for bidding at their audits.
I want to thank others.
He wants to thank Odojiji, particularly the owner of Imane, the Ojo of Ogugu, the Obanyotalo of Otabaka, Aidokanya Eje,
and all our chiefs that are here.
And all the chiefs present, you all recognized.
I'm very happy that you are here.
He's so much happy that you are here today.
All our guests from far and near.
All the guests from the far and near.
You are welcome to our domain.
You are all welcome to our domain.
The inconveniences you have seen here.
The inconveniences you have seen today
is to further portray the point that we will be living in another palace.
That is to tell you that it stands for the need of looking for a very larger and beautified palace. You are welcome, sirs. Our recipients, they are this.
The beads you are carrying now has sanctified you.
Amen.
The beads, they are holy. If you are wearing these beads, you cannot get angry. So you cannot speak in anger. For instance, you can't curse anyone if you are carrying these beads. Because you do that, it comes to stay. The beads, as you use it to bless anyone, is blessed. You cannot be carrying the bead and slap your children or your wife or anybody. That won't be appropriate at all. So the beads is to tame you, to tame your anger. The one you are carrying on your neck is more or less like you are now under arrest for the people. It is for you to tolerate the good, the bad, and even the very ugly. You are now the leader of all the righteous people in this place. You are also the leader of all the criminals in this place. Both the old, the young. The sound, the not very sound. You must humble yourself to tolerate everyone that comes your way. That is how to be ambassador of the Olamaboro and the people.
The glamorous events, which held amidst fanfare, attracted worthy sons of the state, friends, families, opinion musie, chiefs from neighboring communities, and other well-wishers. Indeed, those close to the Eje Olamaboro, His Royal Highness Sir Uja Sani Simeon, know he is one monarch with deep intellectual prowess, who is well versed in the Igala ancestral lineage and modern education, often to the consternation and utter disbelief of many. At any given occasion, he holds his audience spellbound as he recalls events in centuries past with utmost precision. His Royal Highness combines earthly knowledge with heavenly wisdom in fascination of his friends and enemies alike. No wonder there was no opposition when news filtered around that Dr. Sanusi would be conferred with a chieftaincy title of such pedigree. It is instructive to note that the Igala and Ibira speaking part of Kogi State are brave people with a very rich culture. Perhaps that was what informed the title Eje. According to an historical account, The name Eje literally means leopard. Leopard represents power in the Igala kingdom, as the animal is known to be fearless, wild, and courageous. Among the Igala people, leopard or tiger also names such as Ikali, Agagu, and so on. At a reception by the Olamaboro Traditional Institution to celebrate his inauguration and presentation of staff of office in 2019, His Royal Highness Sir Uja Simeon, who is also the chairman of Olamaboro Traditional Council, had promised to use his office to attract unity, peace, security, and development in his domain. Perhaps this is what informed his decision to confer a chieftaincy life on Dr. Sanusi. It may also be an attempt to reward the Ref Helmsman unprecedented positive contribution to the development of the state in general and Igala Kingdom in particular. As a matter of fact, Dr. Sanusi has successfully etched his name in the sands of times, but he is the kind of person who does not make noise about his success. Despite his unmatched accomplishments, he remains humble and connected to the local people. According to some teachings, in every generation, God Almighty once in a time sows a titanic seed for a purpose, gives to the people a superhuman and intellectual service. Sanusi's links to his immediate community make him one of such humans. Even with his keen interest in the development of his immediate community, Dr. Sanusi is a Nigerian nationalist of the contemporary, epoch-making with immense love for his nation and her citizens. He also enjoys a global view of life, but acts so locally that the development of his natives' rural communities are very dear to his heart.
I am honored, I am elated. It's a privilege, actually, to be here today in the midst of these great people in Olamaboro Kingdom, to be honored as the Akiliwo Eje, meaning the strength of the king, especially being from the other side of the bridge. That's from the Kogi Central, Ibera-speaking part of Kogi.
And we are here today because the people of Olamaboro want to give Dr. Sanusi Ohiare a chieftaincy title, which I think is most deserved because he's a man of his people. He loves his people, whether Ibira, whether Igala, Akaba. He's a man for all, and he's an illustrious son. And just for one or two projects he has put around the states and everything, so they are grateful, and this is how they want to show their gratitude towards him. Because hopefully this will, the relationship, it will bring them together, Ibra people, Igala people, everyone together. And that's mostly what he wants, the unity of everyone in Kogi State and Nigeria in general. Oh yes. A king is as strong as his people and people around him. And when you have people around that are willing to make your work easier as a king by helping you do things naturally to bring the states and the country together. I don't think anybody is more anyone is more suitable to collect this position of strength of the king than Dr. Sanusi Ohiare.
Sanusi Ohiare, the Executive Director, Rural Electrification Fund, is a special being. He has been very, very helpful, to his immediate, environment and, the larger proportion of Nigeria. As we can see, evident in his work, that he launched almost every part of the country. He has been to every nook and cranny of the country, launching a program of, the solar electrification and other things. So this is just one of, evidence of such stewardship. So Sanusi, in a word, is deserving of a day like this.
Sanusi Ohiare is a great man, a prominent man, a youth of like minds. He's a youth mobilizer, somebody that I love youth very, very well. And whatever he's doing, he likes to be doing it sincerely and with the fear of God.
This is a good program, and it's a way of giving feedback to people who are solely interested in community development. And it will also encourage other people who are coming behind or people who doesn't even have the idea what it means to give back to the community. So it's a fantastic one. That is exactly where we are going, and that is exactly what we are craving for. Because if you are not carrying the youth along at this time, then I mean, I'm afraid I don't know exactly when and how we will be able to, I mean, add our value to the economy of the country.
He's a colleague at our working place. He's a man of honor, and is relevant in his. Dr. Harry is a man of his people. That's why we are experiencing this kind of a thing today. Age is not relevant in what we are saying here. It's the capacity, it's the relationship, and it's the understanding of people around you. So I think he has that kind of a gift and character, and he's doing that very well. At the office, he relates with everybody, the workers, with his colleagues, and even within the board. He's a perfect human being. I will not say perfect, it's only God that is perfect, but he's a very gifted gentleman.
Harry is that new kid on the block who has come to bridge that yawning gap in leadership, come to bridge that gulf in tribal distrust. And today, he's been honored as the Akiliwo Eje of Olamaboro, and a Biraman for that matter, being honored in the land of Anigala. So what other unification are you talking about? Therefore, that EBIGO agenda that was promoted by the state government is actually manifesting now, to the extent that Kogaites are beginning to see themselves as one and not on the level of tribe, religion, or ethnicity. Diligence manifestation by a young person would automatically attract that attention and recognition. This is a young man who, instead of reinvesting himself, is recreating others by trying to reach out to the hard-to-reach rural area by providing electricity, which, when you measure in quantity, actually has a multiplying effect of touching lives. When a young person does this kind of thing, the only reward for him will be that recognition. That the Olamaboro is recognizing Sanusi today is a testimony of what a young person is doing as far as positive development is concerned. Sanusi must sustain that vigor of impact. He must continue to reach the vulnerable. For the fact that he does not focus his intervention on the elite, it's a plus for him, a virtue he must sustain. The youth must begin to emulate that life of worthiness. Nothing in life is given on a platter of gold. That you are a young person does not make you a leader, but what you manifest.
And he has been doing very good. That is why I walk all the way from Kogi Central to this Olamaboro local government to witness the title. So I'm very grateful that he's maintaining that good quality.
Born on the 6th of March 1985 in Abuja, the ref boss hails from Adavi local government area of Kogi State. He obtained his Bachelor of Science degree in Economics from the University of Jos Plateau State, where he graduated with second-class honors, upper division, in 2006. He later attended the renowned Centre for Energy, Petroleum, Mineral Law and Policy, University of Dundee, Scotland, United Kingdom, and obtained a Master's of Science degree in Energy Studies with specialization in Energy Finance in 2011. He also has a PhD degree in Rural Energy Development from the prestigious Institute for Energy and Sustainable Development, De Montfort University, UK, in 2014, and is currently the only Nigerian with that specialization. Before his appointment in April 2017, he worked with the German International Cooperation Agency as a national advisor on rural electrification under the Nigerian Energy Support Program, co-founded by the European Union and German governments. In 2019, the ref boss established the Sanusi Ohiare Foundation with a focus to champion development changes and eradicate poverty in Nigeria and Africa as a whole through empowerment, sports, and rural electrification. Through the foundation, he has impacted thousands of lives, and many are singing his praises. President Council for Renewable Energy Nigeria, Sani Akpoyibo, while extolling Sanusi, described him as a great and highly cerebral activist for energy access and sustainability in Nigeria. According to him, Sanusi's contributions and passion for sustainable growth have paved the way for so many youths in Nigeria and Olamaboro in particular to believe in themselves and in Project Nigeria. This recognition is an acknowledgement of your strides, and as friends, colleagues and partners in development, we rejoice in the conferment of this traditional title on you, he said. It is instructive to note that prior to his coronation as Akiliwo Eje of Olamaboro, Dr. Sanusi was conferred with the title Oshere Weyi, Harbinger of Light of Adavi by the Asema of Adavi, Ebao in Kogi State. In a widely published article by one of his close allies, Abdullahi Haruna observed that the Akiliwo Eje title bestowed on Dr. Sanusi was significant given the impact inherent in the extension of cultural harmony between the Igala-speaking people and the Ebira-speaking brethren, a people dialectically integrated in mutual distrust. According to him, the award carried on its heel the propensity to bridge the frightening tribal gulf between the two tribes. To Haruna, Dr. Sanusi has indeed put a lie to the long-held erroneous claim that a typical Nigerian youth lacks what it takes to occupy an important position and deliver on the demands of that position. As stars don't struggle to shine, so is Dr. Ohiare. He delivers on assignments given to him in record time and never fails to take advantage of opportunities to upgrade himself in all spheres of life.
And knowing fully well, the history of the Igalas and the Ibiras, which is that of largely mutual distrust. So being here today, being honored by a king from Igala land, for me has already bridged, that divide, and it's going to engender a new Kogi premised on unity. I mean, like I said, I'm honored, I'm privileged, and I don't take it lightly. I know it comes with a lot of responsibilities, and I only pray that God gives us the strength and the grace. Well, what brought me here has been development. We can only continue to work hard to develop our communities, irrespective of tribe, religion, or race, or creed. So we only redouble our efforts. Work hard. You don't need to do it with fanfare. You never know who recognizes your hard work and will honor you. And I pray that every youth's time, in hardworking youths in Nigeria, their time would come as well, where they'll be honored and celebrated like I'm being honored and celebrated today.
Ohiare is that new kid on the block who has come to bridge that yawning gap in leadership. He hails from Kogi State, and Kogi over the years has been defined by mutual tribal distrust. But this guy has come to bridge that gulf in tribal distrust, and today he's been honored as the Akiliwo Eje of Olamaboro, and a Biraman for that matter, being honored in the land of Anigala.
For me, our lives should just be full of service to humanity, service to community, and we should always look at whatever we have as a gift from God. So we come to this earth with nothing, we certainly live with nothing. So wherever we find ourselves, we should take advantage of that to give back to our people, to build people up, and to also carry people along as we keep growing. So that is one of the reasons why it is always good to give feedback to people whenever they do good to the environment of their community.
Reports and news about him are always a delight to the ear. He is a product of hard work, determination, and grace. He believes strongly in the fact that whatever the heart desires and works towards achieving it is achievable. He's demonstrated this positive attitude a couple of times, even as a student. In a series of tweets yesterday, friends and families came together to congratulate him on his new title. The Managing Director, Rural Electrification Agency, Salihijo Ahmed, though not physically present at the ceremony, eulogized Sanusi. And excited, Ahmed conveyed his feeling in a tweet on his official handle. He wrote, "I congratulate our Executive Director, Rural Electrification Fund on the conferment as the new Akiliwo Eje of Olamaboro Okpo. This is another gesture of appreciation, he tweeted. Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on social media, Bashir Ahmed, also tweeted, "Congratulations to our brother, the Executive Director, Rural Electrification Fund, Dr. Sanusi, on the conferment as the Akiliwo Eje, Strength of the King, by the Eje of Olamaboros." Another friend of Sanusi, Isa Ozo Mustafa, said the title was an honor well deserved. He tweeted, "You, Sanusi, have set a pace and good example that youths can truly excel in leadership positions. Congratulations to you." Speaking at the ceremony, the Eje of Olamaboro, His Royal Highness Uja Simeon Sani, described Sanusi's ascendancy to the Olamaboro traditional status as akin to a child washing his hands clean and of course his feast will be the elders. According to him, Sanusi is qualified to be the Akiliwo of Eje, an honor reserved for those who make the plight of others their occupation. On his part, Dr. Sanusi, who literally brought the who and who in Ibira land to Igala land, described the event thus: "Nothing gladdens the heart than the assemblage of people defined by common aspirations and purpose. When the Ebigo slogan was muted, it didn't carry the manifest meaning until this very moment, when it is now practically demonstrated. If not for the ingenuity of the present government led by the able White Lion, His Excellency Alhaji Yahaya Hadoza Bello, and his Omamaya twin brother, Chief Edward David Onoja, who would have to imagine the fusion of such cultural identities today. It's legendary to see the collapse of cultural peculiarities into one common destiny. The flag of love and unity in the heart of Igala civilization, and Ibira and Okun's sons are honored along with the other Igala illustrious sons far away from their homes. This is not just a demonstration of love, but also the demystification of the age-long unfounded mistrust among the tribes of Kogi. This rare display by the Olamaboro Traditional Council, chaperoned by the visionary insights of His Royal Highness the Eje of Olamaboro, and it has proven that though tongues may differ, but in unity we thrive. Stressing the significance of the title, Sanusi added, "These titles conferred on us in reality transcend us. It's a message to the world that a new Kogi is here, his land where peace shall define our lives and mutually shall be our creed. A new Kogi, people united by one common spirit, goal and aspiration, driven both by a sense of personal vision and collective realization. A state where no man or woman will ever go to sleep without food to eat, without shelter over the head and cover over the body. A state where no child or mother will ever be left to die without adequate life-saving medical support. A state where no youth is ever abandoned to his fate without opportunity to realize his or her destiny. A place where every man and woman, irrespective of tribe, language or religion, has a right to dream, aspire and excel without limit." Kogi State Deputy Governor Chief Dr. Edward Onoja showed encomiums on traditional rulers across the state for their roles as custodians of the people's cultural and stakeholders of community development. In attendance were members representing Ankpa, Omala and Olamaboro Federal Constituency, member Kogi State House of Assembly representing Olamaboro State Constituency, Deputy Speaker, Kogi State House of Assembly and his colleagues, former APC National Woman Leader, former Assembly member representing Igala Mela State Constituency, host of the event, and chairman of Olamaboro Local Government Area and his counterparts, visiting and resident traditional rulers, council and ward excos, religious as well as political leaders, among others. Executive Director, Technical Services, Barka Saju, as well as the Executive Director, Corporate Services, Olani Netufo, represented the Rural Electrification Agency at the conferment ceremony.